No matter how many things change, some things always remain the same. Like the Dolphins tanking or the Bears missing a field goal. Grossi Posse Packer Nation. Welcome to an episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom Grossi, and today we are going to break it down and recap every single game that happened in the NFL during Week 8. And so, what we'll do is we'll start off with the Thursday night game. The game that we thought was going to be a complete blowout. Kirk Cousins has been playing off of his gourd, which makes me wonder, have aliens abducted Kirk Cousins? Have they taken this mediocre shell of a man and replaced him with something better, something not of this earth, a lizard perhaps? Well, we're not going to find out against the Washington Redskins, because while it wasn't a blowout, they still were able to secure the win 19-9 with the help of their running back duo. Of course, you have Dalvin Cook leading the way, and then you got the bull, Alexander Madison, who, good God, that man is just coming in like Miley Cyrus on a wrecking ball, and she don't care. She don't care what she's going to wreck, because she can wreck defensive lines. And yeah, they were able to come away with this win. And while it was within scoring distance, because a few times I was checking the score, I was like, oh, 3-3, oh, 6-6. Yeah, the Redskins, they couldn't capitalize it because they're the Redskins. And so the Minnesota Vikings stay within arm's reach of the Green Bay Packers of the NFC North. But it's okay. Oh, we'll put them down eventually when we get down to Week 16, and I cannot frackin' wait. But let's see if Kirk Cousins falls back to earth against the Chiefs next week, and hopefully Patrick Mahomes is playing. Then we had the Seahawks beating the Falcons 27-20, dominating the first half. And then you didn't have Matt Ryan, and the second half kind of went the other way. You saw an offensive attack, and you were like, oh, it's the Falcons. We haven't seen them in so long. It wasn't enough to win, of course, but Russell Wilson rebounded from his terrible game last week. And if you're the Seahawks, your defense looking a little susceptible in that second half, which for me is a little bit of cause of concern if you're a Seahawks fan, because you're like, hey, these are like not even the top guys here, and they're the Falcons this year. But Seahawks doing enough to win on the road in a difficult place to play, but I think there's like $5 beers there, so, it's worth taking a visit. But the Seahawks live to fight another day, and especially in that NFC West where things are getting a little dicey there. 49ers killing the Panthers. But moving on to the Chargers and Bears game. The Chargers beating up on the Bears 17-16. It comes down to a last-second field goal, which they decide not to make any easier for Eddie Pinheiro. It was a 41-yarder, and just like the fate has decided of the Chicago Bears, they lost again. The first field goal, of course, paying tribute to the GOAT, Cody Parkey, going off the upright. Oh, and the bells were tolling in Chicago, and Matt Nagy getting a lot of crap after the game, and rightfully so. Mitch Trubisky getting a lot of crap out of the game, and rightfully so. But again, if you get rid of one, you're still going to have the other, and there's going to be lots of problems. So while Mitch Trubisky played like garbage, there was a couple good plays that he did make. And while Matt Nagy also, couldn't call a play to save his life, like throwing it for 3 times when you're on the 4-yard line, that's not good. That's not good. But yeah, a lot of problems going on in Chicago. I had a whole video about it, 18-minute video that I put out last night. So check that out. And then we had a shootout in Detroit. The Giants losing to the Lions 26-31. Daniel Jones was phenomenal on the day with 4 touchdowns. You had Saquon Barkley, who was doing pretty damn well. He had a receiving touchdown. And Stafford, had that one pick, but he's been playing phenomenal football. And it just turned into a shootout. And God, that Giants secondary can't stop anything. I mean anything. And the Lions just were able to outlast and outplay them at the very end. And the Lions picking up a win, which, there you go, Lions. You got one. And you're not in the basement anymore. So, improvement. Then moving on to the Jets and Jaguars, a game that was on and was locally broadcasted near me, and I refused to watch it, and it ended just like I thought it was going to end. Oh, the Jets, you were the nation's favorite team a couple weeks ago when you beat the Cowboys, and then you went back to just being the Jets. And so the Jaguars, their defense was able to hold Sam Darnold and crew. And again, the Jets just have so much talent, but it is just not being utilized. And it looks like they are going to be trying to ship people off in a hurry, shipping guys off to the Giants. They're shopping Robbie Anderson. Doesn't really bode well for what's going to go on the rest of the season. But if you want to go to a Jets game, they should be pretty cheap. Then moving on, in the game across the pond, that is the Rams beating up on the Bengals 24-10. Cooper Kupp having a day and a half. He just went balling all over them. Jared Goff having a good day. And the Bengals continuing to suck and refusing to trade anyone. They're like, we're not going to trade A.J. Green because when we suck right. Are we still doing phrasing? But yeah, the Bengals, they suck. They're absolutely terrible. They're hoping to get A.J. Green back in Week 10. My fantasy team is hoping to get A.J. Green back as well. But, you know, their team will improve, but they're still, like, running on a treadmill right now. And they ain't going anywhere, except backwards when the treadmill goes too fast and they fly off and hit the wall. That's the Bengals season right now. Then we had the Buccaneers losing to the Titans, and I think continuously, this is 8 weeks, I have not called a Titans game right. Every single time I'm going to say they're going to lose, they win. Every single time I say they're going to win, they lose. I'm done trying to figure it out. But Winston throwing 2 picks because he's Jameis Winston. Tannehill, very proficient, just under 200 yards, throwing 3 touchdowns, able to get it done. And the Titans, while I wouldn't say there's a ton of hope for their season, I mean, Ryan Tannehill and acquiring him in the offseason was a good move for them, considering Mariota has forgotten how to play football. But I don't think Tannehill is going to be your long-term solution there at quarterback. Then moving on to the Eagles, beating up on the Bills 31-13. Bills fans, what happened? Huh? Anyone? Oh, the offense was terrible? Oh, the defense didn't play well? Oh, that's why you're not in the top 10. I went on a big rant in my top 10 rankings yesterday, but you said, Tam, we're for real. Yeah, really bad at this point. So the Eagles coming in, they took care of business. Their offense looked damn good. Their defense, their secondary, which has been suspect this entire season, had looked pretty good against the Bills and their lack of an offense. And Bills, listen, I have no problem taking you guys seriously. I want you to do well. I want you to beat the Patriots. But when you do stuff like this, it makes it very hard to love you. Then moving on to the Broncos and Colts. The Broncos almost pulling off the upset, and then a horse collar tackle happened, and that went bye-bye. But Jacoby Brissett didn't have a touchdown on the day, but is able to lead a last-second drive and get him in a field goal range, and Adam Vinatieri, boom, splitting the uprights and getting it done. So the Colts, again, didn't really play well, but they're able to hold on and they're able to continue their season of magic in the shadow of Andrew Luck retiring. And you know what? Good for them. Good for them. Hate their GM, but their coach seems nice. Then moving on to the Cardinals and Saints. Drew Brees came back and was like, oh yeah, guys, I'm back. After Teddy Bridgewater going 5-0 with the team, he's just like, I'm going to give this entire defense NyQuil, meaning the Cardinals, and he put them all to sleep, scoring 31 freaking points to 9. And Drew Brees is just a whamming and a bang. Latavius Murray having another great day, Michael Thomas having another great day, and they still don't have Kamara. This team is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the NFC, and they are scary. Also, their defense pretty damn well holding Kyler Murray, who just, yeah, it was bad. Then you had the Panthers losing 13-51 against the 49ers. Yeah, Tevin Coleman with 3 touchdowns. You're welcome, everybody who had him on fantasy. And the 49ers were like, hey, Tom Grossi, you don't think we're for real? Watch this. Yeah, I saw it. That's what they said in the press conference, I think. That's what someone told me. And so, yeah, they look pretty damn good. Emmanuel Sanders making a difference right away for that offense, and that defense is for real. Nick Bosa, good God, man. He is just a monster to be dealt with. And the 49ers look like they're going to cause a lot of trouble in the NFC. Then moving on to the Raiders, just losing out to the Texans, 24-27. The Texans able to get it done off the back and magic of Deshaun Watson. But also coming at a very big cost and losing J.J. Watt for the season, which is always a shame. I love J.J. Watt. He's one of my favorite players, even though he's not on the Packers. He's a Wisconsin boy, and I love him. But yeah, the Texans, their defense is definitely going to take a hit, and their defense needs to improve if they want to be actual contenders come January, because there's a lot of holes there. But Deshaun Watson, they're relying basically solely on him to get it done because they do not have a running game. And as a Packers fan who just relied on Aaron Rodgers for years and years and years, it's not sustainable, so you need to get that fixed. Then moving on to the Browns and Patriots. The Browns browned up all over the place. They were literally the Cleveland Browns. Fumble, interception, and before you knew it, the Patriots were up 17-0. After that, the Patriots didn't actually look so great, but they put themselves ahead enough that the Browns really couldn't do a whole lot. Baker Mayfield is, yeah, it was just, yeah. And again, they're just struggling. OBJ going after the coaching. It's just, yeah. Freddie Kitchens, I know Baker Mayfield likes you, but yeah, probably shouldn't have been promoted to coach. Then you have the Green Bay frackin' Packers going into Arrowhead, and Matt Moore, listen, had a good game. After the Packers going up 14-0, Matt Moore was not shook at all, considering that he barely had any pressure on him. But it was a really close game, and what it ended it was obviously Aaron Jones being godly, but we had a drive in which we got the ball back with about 5 minutes down at our own 2, and the Chiefs never got the ball back. So a phenomenal drive. We are finding ways to win constantly that are new, and I'm super excited to see this team continue. We're going into LA for a home game because it's in LA next week. And then last night, oh God, every single time that I'm about to do a recap because I don't care about the Monday night game, I was like, oh, you never know. And I looked at my phone because I'm not watching that game, and the Dolphins are up 14-0. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on? Fitzpatrick is just like, pshoo, 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 beard. And then, the Dolphins decided to dolphin because they were like, okay, we got those points. We could beat you, but we still want to draft a QB in, the number 1 spot next year. Losing 14-27. Mason Rudolph, who was under pressure all night, then they called a freaking all-out blitz, and it was a cover 0, and they were like, oh, okay, cool. Thanks for the free points. And so the Steelers, not looking great, were able to rebound and come back for this, but at least the Dolphins, played hard. This is their only primetime game. So, I mean, if you just watch the first quarter, if you're a Dolphins fan, you could just watch that on loop probably till the season ends, and then you're good. But let me know what you think down in the comments below about Week 8 in the NFL. Some exciting games, and Week 9, especially that Sunday night game, looks to be real good between the Ravens and the Patriots. Please beat the Patriots. Please beat the Patriots. Please beat the Patriots. But let me know what you thought down below. You can always find me at TomGrossiComedy.com or at TomGrossiComedy, all social media. See down below. Check out Patcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, and of course the YouTube. And of course, thank you to my patrons over at patreon.com/TomGrossiComedy. But thank you so much for watching. We'll have... Is there another video coming out today? I think this might be it. Maybe. I think this is it. I put out 3 yesterday, so, But thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack Go.